Hello everyone, this is Sheba Joy. Welcome to my channel Zion Shekinah Official. Zion means God's dwelling place, Shekinah is God's glory. And today we're going to look at Proverbs 11, chapter 11, and it has verses 31. So 1 to 31 we will look at today. The Lord detests dishonest scales, but accurate weights find favor with him. When pride comes, then comes disgrace. But with humility comes wisdom. The integrity of the upright guides them, but the unfaithful are destroyed by their duplicity. Wealth is worthless in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivers from death. The righteousness of the blameless makes their path straight, but the wicked are brought down by their own wickedness. The righteousness of the upright delivers them, but the unfaithful are trapped by evil desires. Hope places hopes placed in mortals die with them. All the promise of their power comes to nothing. The righteous person is rescued from trouble, and it falls on the wicked instead. With their mouths the godless destroy their neighbors, but through knowledge the righteous escape. When the righteous prosper, the city rejoices. When the wicked perish, there are shouts of joy. Through the blessing of the upright, a city is exalted, but by mouth of the wicked it is destroyed. Whoever derides their neighbor has no sense, but the one who has understanding holds their tongue. A gossip betrays a confidence, but a trustworthy person keeps a secret. For lack of guidance, a nation falls, but victory is won through many advisers. Whoever puts up a security for a stranger will surely suffer, but whoever refuses to shake hands in pledge is safe. A kind hearted woman gains honor, but ruthless men gain only wealth. Those who are kind benefit themselves, but the cruel bring ruin on themselves. A wicked person earns deceptive wages, but the one who sows righteousness reaps a sure reward. Truly, the righteous attain life, but whoever pursues evil finds death. The Lord detests those whose hearts are perverse, but he delights in those whose ways are blameless. Be sure of this, the wicked will not go unpunished, but those who are righteous will go free. Like a gold ring in a pig's snout is a beautiful woman who shows no discretion. The desire of the righteous ends only in good, but the hope of the wicked only in wrath. One person gives freely, yet gains even more. Another withholds unduly, but comes to poverty. A generous person will prosper. Whoever refreshes others will be refreshed. People curse the one who hoards grain, but they pray God's blessings on the one who is willing to sell. Whoever seeks good finds favor, but evil comes to one who searches for it. Those who trust in their riches will fall, but the righteous will thrive like a green leaf. Whoever brings ruin on their family will inherit only wind, and the fool will be the servant of the wise. The fruit of the righteous is a tree of life, and the one who is wise saves lives. If the righteous receive their due on earth, how much more the ungodly and the sinner? Today, every verse in Proverbs is a um, verse that needs to actually be pondered and thought about or meditated in depth, because the thing is, if we just read it as like how we're reading a book or a novel or anything like that, or magazine or anything like that, it doesn't suffice. Why? Because this is the word of God, and each verse in this holds a lot of meaning. So if you look at some of the verses that I'd like to go, they are like chapter 11 verse 2 says, when pride comes, then comes disgrace, but with humility comes wisdom. So pride goeth before fall. There's a saying, about why it goeth before fall. Why? Because it refers to the Lucifer. who in heavens, you know, had a fall because it was prideful. He was prideful. He wanted to like take the place of God. So God pushed him down because of his pride, and he fell down and he becomes a he becomes Satan. So that's what it means. And And verse 6, the righteousness of the upright delivers them, but the unfaithful are trapped by their own evil desires. Righteousness, meaning being right always, being right in the dealings, being right in what God says is right, being right, not going by the world standards, will deliver them, even though people, may put them into problems or troubles or anything, it will deliver them. But what happens to the evil ones? The unfaithful are trapped by their evil desires. Like one, if evil, unfaithful are also evil in their nature. Why? Because they want to gain everything that they want to gain in an unlawful way, in an illegal way. So, what will happen? Their own evil desires, they will be trapped by their own evil desires. Then, verse 8 says, excuse me, the righteous person is rescued from trouble and it falls on the wicked instead. See, so what happens is the righteous person is rescued from the trouble and it falls on the wicked instead. Whatever troubles may come, either from the wicked to the righteous, or just any kind of troubles that may come to the righteous, what happens is the righteous get rescued, but the wicked, you know when people are wicked, what happens is it falls on them instead. Or maybe the wicked is conniving and deceiving and trying to put this good trying to put these troubles on the good people. But what will happen ultimately? They will be in it, like they will take the uh, uh, the trouble will overtake them, it says in the Bible. And 10, when the righteous chapter 11 and verse 10, when the righteous prosper the city rejoices, when the wicked perish there are shouts of joy. Why? Because see, prospers the city rejoices. It's again, to having good leaders ruling in the world, as leaders of the countries. So when a good leader comes in position, when a good leader takes over, the city rejoices, because everything is the law is maintained. There is doing the right things, for doing the right things and abolishing the bad things, abolishing the wrong things. So when a righteous person, so when the yeah, righteous, what does it say here? Yeah. So when the righteous prosper, the city rejoices. So it's also pertaining to leaders, and now we have to specially, and but when the wicked perish, there are shouts of joy. Why? Because see, people are tormented, by the wicked people. So when they perish, when their death comes, when their judgment comes from God, the righteous people actually come out with shouts of joy, because we, anything that is wicked, anything that is evil, anything that is bad cannot be tolerated by good people, by righteous people. So they rejoice over the um, punishment of the wicked from God. And now when elections are there, and people are wanting to vote to their favorite leaders, and people like that, or maybe they're biased, or maybe they're they have been given some bribes to do that. I would say, please go by the policies they hold, not by what they say or do, or what they think they should do, and the bribes they give and all that. Because ultimately, if we become the recipients of the bad decisions we make. So it's very important that a person who chooses the leader chooses the right person and not the wrong person. Because ultimately, going down, see, these gifts that they give or the bribes that they give may live for a short time, but the repercussions of your actions will actually lead you to long suffering. So that's why it's very important to choose the right leaders. For lack of guidance, 14. For lack of guidance, the nation falls, but victory is won through many advisors. 19. Truly the righteous attain life, but whoever pursues evil finds death. See, time and again we're seeing that people who do wicked things or do evil things, what happens to them? They find only death. That means their destruction is just it will be in a arm's way. But the righteous will attain life. The Lord 20. The Lord detests those whose hearts are perverse, but he delights in those whose ways are blameless. So the Lord supports, God supports only the right people, not the wrong, right? And 22. Like a gold ring in a pig's snout is a beautiful woman who shows no discretion. See, and it's very important for women to have discretion. If you put a gold ring on the pig's snout, does it do anything? It doesn't do anything, right? Like it only shows the folly. It only shows the stupidity of that kind of act, because pigs are ugly to look at the same time. Even if you put a gold ring on the snout, it doesn't do any good. I mean, it doesn't show any beauty there. So it's the same thing. The Bible is saying that if a beautiful woman has no discretion, she might be very beautiful, but if she has no discretion, then she is compared to a pig who has a gold ring on his or her snout. So that is what it's very important to have discretion. Discretion is like um, you know uh, uh, knowing the right from wrong, understanding the right from wrong, analyzing the right from wrong, supporting the right from wrong. So it's very important for women to do that, because most of the time um, problems arise when women are foolish. They have no discretion, and then also they bring a lot of havoc, because one such incident that I can think of is, at one time I was trying to tell one of my friends, about the wicked ways of one of the people that have caused, our family harm. But she wouldn't understand, she wouldn't believe, she wouldn't understand, she wouldn't even try to understand anything. And here I am, like, trying to tell her, prove to her in like video, showing the videos and then the photographs and everything. But even then she doesn't understand. So then I thought, she must be like totally off. So the and here we now know why such women exist and why such women behave the way they behave. So it's very important for women to have discretion. And a very important verse here in chapter 11:29, it says, whoever brings ruin on their family will inherit only wind, and the fool will be servant to the wise. See, whoever brings ruin, will inherit only wind. Wind meaning, the wind will take you in all directions, right? It is not stable as a rock. So if they bring ruin on their family, what will happen is their life will be like wind. They will be tossed to left, right, up, down, backwards, upwards, in all directions. That means their life will never be stable. And who can do that? Her own family members will do that. She might not realize on bringing problem to her family, but later on she will know that her partner or her husband is tossing her from left to right and then actually deceiving her. Her children will go wayward and not understand how to do the right from wrong, and such things, and she will be tossed like the wind is not stable. So wherever the wind goes, she will go with it. That means she will only bring ruin into the her family. And 30, it says, the fruit of the righteous is a tree of life, and the one who is wise saves lives. 31, if the righteous receive their due on earth, how, okay. 30, let's look at it. The fruit of the righteous is a tree of life. Like, the tree of life is in the Garden of Eden. And if we are righteous, when it also means that when we go to heaven, we will live by the tree of life. And also we will be like a tree planted by the waters, right? By the rivers, it says in Psalms. So if we are righteous, then we live like that. And then what happens? They save lives too. And in the righteous, and 31, it says, if the righteous receive their due on earth, how much more the ungodly and the sinners. It's so important here. The word of God is talking about if the righteous receive their due on earth. Why? Because sometimes the righteous also can go wayward, or they do little mistakes, or without knowing or unknowingly, foolishly, they can commit some mistakes. But if they receive their due on earth, the word of God is saying, how much more the ungodly and the sinner. So how much more? So, sometimes people who do good and they're not given like the positive results, or they don't see positive results immediately, to being good, for many years or all their life and most of their life and all that stuff, they might feel uh, dejected, or depressed or sad or anything like that. But there's nothing to feel anything like that. Why? Because the word of God clearly says, if the righteous can receive anything like that from God, their dues and all that, for what they have done, how much more the ungodly. That means God is giving a sure answer, saying that the ungodly and the sinners will definitely receive their dues on the earth. It doesn't say when they die and go into heaven, hell and things like that. But here the word of God is saying that they will receive their dues on this earth. That means they will pay back, they will be punished, they will be judged for all that they have done right here on this earth. So thank you for listening. May the Lord bless this word. Thank you.